Entrepreneurship Club. I'm Tanvish, and we have Pranjal as well, who is co-lead for Entrepreneurship Club and Women in Open Source Club. So today we'll be talking about Git and GitHub. Let's invite Pranjal to start his presentation.
Yeah, hello everyone. Tanvish, I can't screen share. You have suppressed me.
You can try now.
Yeah, it works. Wait, I'll screen share. I hope everyone's there. Should we wait for another 1 minute? I start at 9:02 because people are still joining. Okay, yeah. So let's start the session. First, we'll talk about what Git is, then what GitHub is. Basically, an overview is Git is whatever happens locally, and we use Git by we use GitHub through Git to collaborate with people. We'll see this later and how it actually works. But yeah, let's get started. Who is this white guy? His name is Linus Torvalds. He's the guy who made Linux kernel, which is a core operating part of Linux OS, and he also made Git. Git was made because he wanted something to work, collaborate with people on his Linux project. So it's basically like a side project. He's a legend in the field. Okay, what is Git? Git is a distributed version control system. I know it sounds very complicated, but let's go word by word. Version control. Version is basically a time snapshot of your code at a particular time. So Git is like a time machine. It helps you control all the versions of your code. So for example, in one version of your code, you have a file, and in the second version of the code you don't have that file. So Git helps you to work with the versions, different versions, and how to work through them and manage it. Distributed means that every developer will have a copy of the code base in their machine. So if me and Tanvish are working on a project, he'll have a copy of a code base, and have a copy of the code base, and Git helps in that. So this is what Git is. We'll get in the implementation in a while. So yeah, it helps to track all the changes in file over time we discussed, and it lets multiple people to work on a project simultaneously. So it means it helps you in collaboration. So yeah, if a code base is there, me and Tanvish can collaborate and work on the code base together. It also provides a history of every change. So it's like a time machine. So uh, you did some commits and you changed your code base, and now you have a code base that doesn't run. For example, you did something and now it's breaking, it doesn't run. So so you can go back to your last version or last commit when the code was working. So it's like a time machine. You can revert anytime you want. Now let's start with the implementation part. About the implementation and all the commands, we'll send you a cheat sheet of the commands later. You can you can do that later, but right now just try to get all the concepts. You can run these commands later if you want. Okay. First, you'll need to download this on, Git on your OS. Again, we'll send the link of the like how to install Git later. But let's get started. So right now, I have an empty project named GitHub dash workshop. After installing Git, you can verify it using this command git version. So now it tells me that I have this version of Git on my Windows. Okay. Then the following series of command, you'll have to run it only one time. This is to config your this is to config your Git. So do git config global. Yeah. So what is this? It sets a username for your Git. So my username, for example, is Pranjal. So later, when I work with other people, they can see that someone with username Pranjal made that change. So it's for other people to know who made that change. So you can write your username in this way. All this you have to do just for the first time, and you can set your you have to set your email too. So do user.email and you write your email here. I've done it already. I won't do it again. But yeah, you just write your email there and press enter. Then also the last thing that you need to do before getting into stuff is global init default branch main. So basically, it changes your default branch to main. You'll ask what a branch is. So branch is nothing but a parallel version of your code base. So you have your code base here, and you'll have you create a parallel version of your code base that is called a branch. We'll go into detail what the branches are and how to actually use them. So by default, GitHub uses uh, main branch, but by default, Git uses master branch, a branch named master. So nowadays, main is more popular. So you have to switch it using this. So every time you create uh, like if you initialize your project, it will always made a master main branch. Sorry. So yeah, these three commands you have to run only one time while initially configuring Git. Now let's see how to work through Git on a project. Okay, first you do git initialize. So after git writing this command git init, it will initialize Git into your project. So run this. Is created our .git folder. This you won't see this. This is hidden by default, but I've enabled it. So through this folder, it keep tracks of all the information and all the versions. Okay. Don't mess this with this folder. You won't see it, and yeah, just keep it there. It's just to tell you that it exists, and that's it. That is all. The version controls of Git happens, and all the timeline stuff. I'll make a file for now. I'll make a file named hello.js. Write a simple command console.log hello world. Now you can see that this file has this U letter next to it. It's because of its extension. We'll give the extension list later too. That helps you with Git. So you can see this is U letter. This means that this is untracked by Git. So it's like the Git doesn't recognize this file. So if you made any changes or anything, it won't notice at all. So you need to add this file to Git so it can track it. It can keep track of all the versions. Do that, you have to do git add the file name, which is hello.js. So we're adding hello.js to Git. See, you got changed to A, which is index added. Okay, to write a commit message. What is a commit message? Commit message is basically to tell other developers that why you are adding this file, or what changes you are making. So other people know that why the commit was done. So for example, you added a chatbot in your web application. So you can, in the commit message, you can write that I added a chatbot here. Okay. So here I just added this file. So I'll write added hello.js. So I can see one file got added, hello.js. Okay. I'll keep track of this so this appear so you know, have a visual understanding of what's happening. So the first version we have hello.js. Okay. Now I'll create two other files, one.js and two.js. Now you can see I just made this files, so they have view next to it. So that means that the Git is not tracking these files. So if I make any changes to these files, Git won't know at all. Okay. So to add these files again, also I'll do one thing. I'll also change this. I'll add another line to this code. I'll write by word. Okay. So yeah, these files are untracked. To add these files, you do git add one.js, two.js. So this will add these two files, but you can see how the command is already getting long. And if you have like 100 files like these, you have to write names of all of them. That is not very feasible. And yeah, to fix that, Git provides you with another thing. You can just write git add dot, and this will add all the untracked files at once. Okay, so these two files are untracked. If I do run git add dot, I write a commit message, added 1 and 2 JS. And yeah, you can see that it added create 1.js and 2.js. Okay. Uh, Now let's create another file again, 3.js. And yeah, like also expand it here. So in the second version, we have hello.js, 1.js, and 2.js. Okay, so right now we are at this version. Now, std.js is there. Not the series of command. These commands, what I'll do right now, you won't use it very frequently. This is just to get the code understanding of how Git actually works. Okay. So the first command is git status. It tells you that you are on main branch, that we named earlier. Uh, and it also tells you the untracked files. So the untracked files is 3.js because we didn't do git add dot, right. Uh, so that's why 3.js is still untracked. We just made it. There's also git log. This is where it's interesting. So git log tells you that it gives you a commit history of your entire code base. It's like a time machine telling you what changes you made in your code base at what time. So you can see right now the latest commit is this. This is a commit ID, and this is the head. Head is basically wherever the head points, you'll see that code here. So right now the head is on the main commit, the recent commit, and is pointing to the main branch. Okay, and it tells you who made the change. So the author is Pranjal and kpranjal@gmail.com. So this is initially with the config stuff, right? I added my name and stuff. So that's how you can see who made the change, the author Pranjal and the email. And also tells what change I made. So at what time, and it gives me a commit message. So I added one and 2.js. Okay. And earlier, if you remember, I just added hello.js. If you guys remember, when I added hello.js, 1.js and 2.js didn't exist because I just at that time I just added hello.js. So it's a old version. So if I go to this version, I'll copy this uh, commit ID. First, I'll tell you what happened. So we are on this version. Now I'm trying to go to this version. If I go, you'll see that hello.js. I'll just have this hello.js file. I'll do git checkout the version. So this command will basically point the head to this commit. Okay, so this you'll see, you can see that we just have hello.js. Now, why do we have 3.js here? Because this file is being untracked. So Git doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't know that it exists. So yeah, Git doesn't know that it exists. So you can see that we still have this file here. If we did git add dot, then Git would know, and we'll just have hello.js. Okay. I'll go back to the commit, but before that, you can just see git log. You can see that the head is now pointing to this old commit. To go back to the this main file, you can do git checkout main, and we have the files back. So these series of command you don't need it. I just showed it to you so you understand how the version control actually works, how it has the version and all the commit IDs. Okay. Uh, Now the next thing that is there, for example, if you have a file name .env, .env is basically a file where you store all your secret keys and stuff, API keys. If you don't know what API key is, it's basically you can just think of it as like a secret password, if you can just say. So it's a secret password that you don't want other people to know of. Okay, so I'll create a API key as something here, or you can say I'll have a secret password in this file. Secret password. Okay. So in this, whatever in this is there in this file, you don't want other people to see it, right? Because it you don't want it to be public. So how would you avoid that? So for example, if for example you want to add this add 3.js file which has been untracked, you would write git add dot. But if I run this command, this will add 3.js and .env file both. Because yeah, that's what add does. It adds all the untracked files. But we don't want .env file to be seen by everyone, because if your repository is public, everyone can just come and see that what secret password you have or what API key you have. So Git provides you something named .git ignore. Whatever file you write, whatever path of the file you write inside git ignore will not be pushed to Git when you run this command. Again, if I write .env here, you can see that it will get a visual indicator that you can see it's not highlighted anymore. That means this file is not being tracked. Okay. So if I do git add right now, that commit message, message is added git ignore. You can see it added .gitignore file. It added 3.js which was not being tracked, but it didn't add .env file because it's inside gitignore. So that is how you protect your files to not being pushed. So some files won't be pushed. If it could be like .env file, or later you'll learn that there are node modules that if you push the node modules, they are like 1 GB or 2 GB of code. So those things don't need to be pushed. Okay, so you can have it here. This that is basically what Git is. Um, we'll send the list of these commands later. Now GitHub. what is GitHub? Why GitHub? Uh, GitHub is basically a cloud platform that allows you to um, work with other people. Okay, so it's used for collaboration and it cloud based. So for Git, you don't need internet. You can just do branches and all that stuff locally. But yeah, so collaborate, you need GitHub and you need internet for it. So I'll tell you what the basic flow is like. So and say there are three people working on a project. They'll all have Git installed on their machine. They all have Git, and inside and in between there will be GitHub. They'll use Git to push to GitHub, and yeah, that's how they can collaborate. Someone can get whatever code is here, and Git helps you in that. So yeah, GitHub is cloud based basically. Tanrush will now continue on how to work with GitHub and collaborate with people.
Yes, so hello guys. Now let's see what we can do on GitHub. Let me share my screen. Okay, now this is my GitHub homepage. Let's say you have a project files or you have your faculty material in your local folder. Now you upload it to Git OneDrive or Google Drive. That is what GitHub is. It's your OneDrive for your code. So now let's see how to make a repository. You can either make a repository from the button here or you can use the new button here. Let's do it. To create a basic repository, like not so advanced like normal repository, which you will be using most of the time, you need a repository name which should be unique. Let's name it Git Workshop. As you can see, it says it is available like no other repository has the same name. And you can add some description for it. Let's say it's for my workshop. And now for the visibility, let's say if it's private or it's public, everyone on the internet, like who is on GitHub or who is not on GitHub, they can see your code. Or if they search on Google, they can still find your repository. If you make it private, only you can see what code you have written, or use other people who you add as a collaborator to your repository, they can see it. For now, let's just keep it public. And these templates, if let's say someone made a template like with some basic structure, you can use that template here. It will be listed. And git ignore other like as Pranjal explained what git ignore is. Like different languages have different files which should not be pushed to GitHub. These are like templates for git ignore. For now, let's just add no git ignore. And license is like if you are making an open source project, you need to tell people how they can use it. Like what they can do with it. Can they use it for selling it or something? So these are the legal licenses, which for now let's keep it no license. And then we'll create a basic repository. Now copy this URL and we'll clone it on my local system. You can do git clone and the URL of that git repository. As you can see, it cloned it, but it's saying that it's a empty repository. As yeah, because we made it just now, we don't have any files in it. Now let's go into that folder of that repository. Now open our VS Code in that. You this code dot is a VS Code command which opens VS Code in that folder. So as you can see, we opened the VS Code. To clone a GitHub repository, you don't need to run the git in it because by default Git already runs when you clone that. Now let's add a new file and we'll add something. Now let's add it to Git as usual as Pranjal explained. It's mostly the same commands. One thing you will get extra is let's make a commit first. Now, how will we upload this to GitHub? Because as you can see, even though we've committed it, it's not there on the GitHub yet. So to push it to GitHub, we need to do git push. As you can see, it says that it has pushed the code to this repository. Now let's check what is there in our repository. As you can see, it pushed that file here with the code I wrote, and there is also the commit message which I wrote here. As you can see, the first commit. So basically, GitHub is like a interface for you to use it instead of terminal commands. You can see commit history here. As you checked with Git log, you can see it here. It's like a app for Git unload. Now let's add. Let's say I want to work with Pranjal. I want him to write some code for my project. We'll go to the settings. We'll go to collaborators. Here we'll add Pranjal. I'll add his username and I'll invite him. Now he'll get an email saying that I want him to access my repository. Let's wait for Pranjal to accept it.
Yeah, refresh.
Okay. Now as you can see, he became a collaborator to my project. Now he can access my repository from his local laptop and he can work with my code. Let's see how he can clone my repository.
Okay, yeah, I'll present now. Yeah, so I got this mail from him. I did the invitation and accepted the invitation. You'll be directed to this interface of Tanvish and of the repository link. I can just copy this repository link, copy, open the terminal, and I do git clone. I'll type this link, the repo link, and yeah, this will clone it to here. You can see I added an any.js file. I'll also make a file for him. So in.js, copy the code. This is by. Now again, I can push the code to the repository. To I do git add dot git commit, add the commit message, add it by git push. Now this will push the code to GitHub. Yeah. So if I refresh it, you can see that file will be added here. And now Tanvish can get this file on his machine. We'll show how.
Yeah, now in my laptop, I'll do git pull. So basically what he pushed, I'm pulling it. As you can see, it said in.js, one file has been changed and it created it. And I got the code here, as you can see. And so that's how we can work together it. And he can push code to my repository. I can push the code, same code, or I can modify what he wrote in this file. I can write something and I can push it and it will make a new update and so on. Now let's see branches. In on GitHub, let's go to the repository homepage. As you can see, there is one branch. Now, what is branch? Let's say your project is a tree. You have like multiple branches on your tree. Each goes to its own side. Like it doesn't matter what the other branch does. So basically, I can make a new branch. Let's name it Tanvish, and we'll also make one branch for Pranjal. So a Pranjal will work on his branch, and I'll work on my branch. But what happens now is when I push the code now, it won't show up on Pranjal branch. Why? Because they are different branches. They are going to different paths. But we can merge it. We'll show you how. Now let's switch to the branch. Let's check out my branch, which is Tanvish. Let's fetch it. As you can see, two new branches have been made. We'll switch to that branch. Now the branch we have, as it says, the branch is switched to Tanvish. Now I'll add a new file, which is like new.js, and I will add some comment. Hi. Now I'll add it to the file and I'll make a commit. Now I'll push it.
I guess push again. I don't know.
So maybe a network issue. I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it pushed. As you can see earlier, it was showing main, as you can notice here. But now it says it pushed to Tanvish branch. Now in the branch, let's go to the home page. You can see that it doesn't have the new.js file. Why? Because we are seeing the main branch. If we go to Tanvish branch, you can see that new.js is there. Or if you check Pranjal's branch, you can see that it still doesn't exist. Now what I can do is I can make a pull request. I can make a main. I'll compare it to main from Tanvish. I'll create a pull request. It's checking if there is any issue. Like let's say someone else made a different code in the same file, and I'm pushing it to this, pushing the same different code to the same file. Now it can't figure out what has to be done. So that time there will be a conflict. So it's just checking if there is any conflict or not. Let's refresh it. Yeah, as you can see, no conflicts are found. Now we'll merge it. Now, if you see the main branch, it says that it shows that new.js is there. And the recent commits, as you can see, it says merge pull request. It merged the pull request, or let's say it merged my branch to the main branch. So whatever I wrote in the Convish branch, it got merged with the main branch. Now, Pranjal will show you explain you what branches are in like diagrams. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll present 1 second. Yeah, so let's see what branches are again, because it's a very important part about collaboration and how to contribute in open source projects. So, for example, this is the main branch, and it has file 1.js. Okay. So when we make two branches, let's say I make two branches. What it does, it creates a parallel version of the main branch. So Whatever files were there in the main branch will be there in Pranjal branch and Tanvish branch. Tanvish branch. Okay. So what Tanvish did right now, he added another file named new.js, and then he made a pull request to the main branch. So earlier main branch just had these two files, sorry, one file. After doing the pull request, now main branch also has new.js. But I still have one.js. So for example, I'll make a file named old.js. So sorry, my next version will be one.js and old.js. Because I already had one.js, I made a file old.js, and then if I merge it to main, it will make a file here old.js. So now the main branch will have all these three files. So for example, one file could be about adding a chatbot, and one file could be about making a new page interface, for example. So that's how if you have a project, people can work on different things, and yeah, then they can merge all their changes at once. After this, say that you have to uh, again work on something, uh, but your branch is not updated. So what you can do, you can either delete a branch, this branch, and create a new one. Because if you create a new branch, it will have all the code that was there in the main branch. So if I create a new branch at this instance of time, it will have all these things. But if you want to continue on Pranjal branch, I can uh, I can merge the main branch to the Pranjal branch. I'll show you how. So first of all, I didn't create old.js, so I'll do that. So first I have to fetch again. So yeah, it fetched all the three branches. If I do git branch right now, it will tell me what branch I am right now. So I'm on main right now. Okay. I need to work on my branch. I'll go git checkout branches. And yeah, you can see that I don't have Tanvish new.js file. But if I go to his branch, git checkout Tanvish, you can see it will I have new.js file. Okay. But yeah, I have to work on my branch right now. So I'll go to my branch. I'll create a file old.js. I'll do console log uh, wioxx entrepreneurship. Yeah. So then I'll do git add dot, sorry, git add dot git commit added old.js, and I'll push it to GitHub on my branch. So we'll see it will push to my branch to branch. Yeah. On if I go to GitHub right now, if I go to my branch, I have to refresh. I go to my branch, you will see old.js here. Yeah. Then I'll again create a PR pull request. It's comparing my branch to main branch. Create a pull request. Checking for the ability to work. So there are no conflicts with the base branch right now. Commit merge, and yeah, okay. So the thing is, I am on my branch. If I go to main right now, let's check out main. You'll see I don't have old.js here, neither do I have new.js. Why is that so? Because if you go to main right now, you should have both the files here, but I don't have it. Because if you guys remember, I told you Git is everything that's done locally. So I'm not doing anything right now that I'm not connected to cloud right now. Basically, I have a version of code in my Git, and in my main branch earlier, I didn't have those files. So if you guys remember, there's this command git pull to update your branch. So if I run git pull on the main branch, I should get the code. Yeah, so you can see now I have new.js and old.js. I'll switch to my branch again, git checkout branches. So you can see I have new.js and old.js here, right? So, but if I switch to branches, new.js is gone because Tanvish made it and on my branch it's not there yet. So to update my branch, for example, I want to work further, but I want to update my branch before working. So either you can create a new branch, because if you guys remember, I told you if you create a new branch, it will have all the files that were there in main branch, or you can update this old branches. So to do that, you can just do git merge main. First, you have to be on your branch and then run this command git merge main. It merged the changes. Again, right now, if you go to GitHub, this is going in detail, but it's for you to understand where your code exactly is at particular time. So if you go to my branch, you can see new.js is still not here. Why? Because I still merged it, but still not here. I'm on my branch. It's because it's still locally. So you have to push the new changes to your branch. So if you run git push, it pushed the new.js to my branch. So it's on my branch. I'll refresh, and new.js is here. Okay. Now I'll tell you what happens if there is conflicts. I'll tell you in diagram, and then Tanvish will explain you uh, how to actually work with it. So, for example, let's say we both have this version of code now, and say that I made some changes in old.js file. Okay, I'll mark it star, red star, red for me. And Tanvish also made some changes on this file, old.js. This usually should not happen. Everyone should work on a different file. But yeah, for some reason it happened, and both of us worked on the same file. And now what will happen? Get say that you have this in the main. This is the main branch, bottom now. So Tanvish merged his branch, made a pull request, and pushed his changes to main branch. So now the old.js file looks like this. Okay. But now when I will try to push it, you can see I made some different changes because it's red, right? So GitHub now doesn't know which code to take because yeah, GitHub doesn't know which code to take because I made some changes in the same file and Tanvish also made some changes. So this is where the conflicts will come and there's a way to resolve them. Tanvish will show you how.
Yeah, one
Tanvish,
second. Pranjal,
yeah,
can you come to what?
what's up? Okay. I'll just continue from here. Uh, I'll ask Tanvish to make a change. Tanvish, can you make a change in old.js?
In my branch,
Huh? What?
in main branch of my branch.
Uh, you can, yeah, it make it on main. That's fine.
Okay.
So basically, right now Tanvish is making a change and on old.js, and I will also make a change here. So I'll write console.log, for example. I'll write Tanvish Tanvish, tell me when you have pushed. Okay, I can still see. I'll go to main. Yes.
You are not sharing screen.
Oh, sorry. Have you pushed? You didn't push. You can see it's 6 minutes ago. So I just added this line in old.js file, and Tanvish is also making a change in old.js. Okay,
Yeah, I have posted.
I pushed it. Okay, you see it's updated now. Okay, that's something you can check. He added hello world. Okay. So no. Okay, he added hello world. Okay. So now I will right now on which branch I'm on Pranjal branch. I'll do git add, git commit, and I have added this line right. Tanvish and make a commit name Tanvish added question mark, and I'll push it to GitHub. Git push. Uh, I'll go to my branch and make a pull request. Get pull request. But now you'll see that there will be some conflicts. See, it didn't merge automatically. This branch has conflicts and it must be resolved because Tanvish added some lines of code in the same file that I was working with. So GitHub doesn't know whether it should take Tanvish or that code or the code whatever he put. So you can go to resolve conflicts. Now, okay, this interface look complicated, but it's simple. So this is the Pranjal. So in Pranjal branch, the change is this. So I added Tanvish, whereas in the main branch, because Tanvish pushed to main, it just has this. So you have to just update your code here. So for example, if I need both the changes, I can just remove all the stuff, or you can add like particular change as well. It depends on your code and stuff. I have this stuff and I'll write a mark as result, commit merge. I can see the conflict is resolved. It should allow me to merge now. I'll refresh 1 second. Yeah, confirm merge. And yeah, the it got added. So if I go to main, let's check out main, git pull. You can see here it will have all the changes. Yes. This is from Tanvish branch and this is from my branch. It's an extension that tells you what would made whatever changes. So yeah, at the end, I'll end it, but I'll give you again a basic rundown on what's the most important commands and how you will work usually. So you'll create a main branch, and then you create your separate branches. So I create a branch to work on, and then we'll create a branch to work on. Then you guys will work on the you guys will work on this respective branch, and you'll make the changes on different files, not the same files. Otherwise, it will cause merge conflict, and if the code base is very big, it's hard to resolve. So yeah, generally try to avoid working in the same file. So yeah, I'll make a changes in my branch, and then we should make in his branch. Then someone will push the code. We both will push the code to main branch. Then we make copy of the branch to our main branch using git merge main. Now your branch is updated, and this process and just you have to repeat this process. So yeah, just remember first git add dot, then you write git commit and message whatever, then you do git push to push it to GitHub, you do git checkout to go to a different branch, and yeah, and you have to follow all the structure. Just have a visual understanding on where the code is, and it will be very easy. Uh, yeah, try to today or tomorrow. Try to make a repository and get someone in the club and try to work on something together. Okay, but just like push some stuff and yeah, you'll get a basic understanding of how everything is working. We'll send the we'll send the cheat sheet to get after this session. Yeah, you can ask any questions if you have. Tanvish is here to answer. Tanvish will answer. I guess no questions. That's it. Tanvish. Okay, Manoj. Tanvish, can you unmute?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tanvish,
I
have a
they
doubt.
have.
You said like
Yeah.
we can integrate that GitHub with Visual Studio, right? Can we
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what kind of programs can we do, like web development or app development on that?
See, GitHub and Git, they are like providing tools for you to collaborate and manage versions of it. What you will make is up to you. Anything you make, it will work with it.
Okay, like I was having doubt if it is compatible with like Windows development or app development.
Yeah, see, it will just store your code and files, and it will store what the history of that file is. It doesn't matter what you are making, as long as it's a like a file and it will work.
Okay, then thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Any other questions? Sir, is this workshop के लिए OD मिलेगी? Yes, we are getting OD for this workshop. Guys, was it useful? Yes.
Yes, Pranjal, it was very useful. We got idea like how we can incorporate our codes in GitHub and also how we can store that code and share via don't need to creating multiple groups, everything. Easy access to our team.
Yes, thank you very much. So yeah, next thing is that we'll assign every one of you a project to work on. It will be fun projects and something useful for your resume too. So that's why this session was necessary, so you know how to collaborate with others. And yeah, Git revert. Okay, guys, there is some other stuff of Git. You have to, if you have done something stupid, you can do Git revert and go back to a previous version of your code. Uh, if you have to do Git revert, then know that you have done something that shouldn't have been done. The IT AP will revert us if sparkles. That's all. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Thank you guys for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.